This is The Extra Point, an Arizona's Family Originals podcast, sponsored by your Phoenix Suns.
All right, getting to be one of the most fun times of the year in the Valley of the Sports. It is high school basketball season, but it's this February frenzy that goes into March. It's high school basketball every night. We're looking for the top plays. We put together the plays of the year. We do the halftime shows. You can see the championship games broadcast right here on Arizona's Family Sports. So pleased to be joined in studio by two men making it all happen. Our executive director of the AIA, David Hines, and the incoming executive director, Dr. Jim Dean. So the two of you are busy. Jim, specifically, you're busy filling his shoes.
Not filling his shoes yet. Let's just remember that he's still around until June 30th, and then we have his phone number on top of that. But it is an absolute great time of year for us. The championship seasons are always fantastic, and basketball is extraordinary in this state.
I'll try to call him here and see if he's changed his number. Maybe that's sometime this summer. But David, thank you for your service. Thank you so much for all you've done for high school kids. I've got kids coming up. It's a great place here in Arizona to play sports. The weather's great, and there's so much going on. So as you reflect on this time coming to a close and the state championship basketball games coming up, what kind of goes through your mind this last go-round here?
Well, I've had a little bit of time to think about that, but I think our best time is tournament time because we get to give trophies and we get to see all the kids. We do this job for the kids, and that's kind of why we got into education. It certainly wasn't for the money, but the kids are outstanding. The level of play in Arizona has exponentially gone up so much in the last 10 or 15 years, and it's just the best part of each season to be able to close with championships, see all of our kids play and give their best effort and then eventually give out some trophies.
And Jim, what is it like for you being there for a championship and getting to experience that? And I always see you talking to the teams. What do you try to share with the young people after a championship game?
We want them to know that this is something they're going to remember for the rest of their life. Depending on which side that they're on, that's going to be a memory that's formed for them forever. I look back on my high school days and playing for championships, playing for conference championships or state championships. Those are memories that just burn into your mind. And when you see those teammates you played with, you're instantly brought back to that time, and it's a wonderful opportunity. So we want them not only to play hard, compete hard, but to have a great time in doing it.
Yeah, and David, when you took this role, so 17-year career with the AIA, 8 years as the executive director, what was sort of your vision? Where did you want to take the organization in Arizona high school sports?
Well, since I retired once from the school system.
It sounds like you're not very good at doing that.
I'm
retiring.
not very good at that. And went to run tournaments at the AIA, and so I didn't really have my intention was never to be in charge of the AIA. It just kind of it happened that way, I think. But when that did take place, it was an opportunity to get the membership back involved with the association and try to invest in kids. There were a lot of things that we've had to go through. COVID was a huge challenge that nobody had a playbook for, but we got a lot of help from some of our docs that are on our sports medicine. We were able to kind of navigate that. We've added sports. And we've done things for kids so that kids have more opportunities. And to me, that's the best part. Everything that we can do for the kids. We started a student leadership program. Those kids are phenomenal, and they do great work. And it's to go see a meeting involving these kids. They get it, and we just need to let them go, and that's fun.
What do you take from his legacy here?
I just want to publicly thank David again. That he's done just a tremendous job, and everything that he just described really defines his legacy. It's all about the kids, and David took leadership at the AIA and really, as he stated, brought the membership back into the fold in terms of working together and understanding that our role at the AIA is to serve our member schools and to really elevate opportunities for kids. That's all we need to be about. That's all we should be about. And David's legacy centers completely around the kids of this state.
How would you describe each day? I mean, I'm sure there are a lot of surprises that come your way.
It's like working in paradise, Mark. every day. It's
Wait,
what
your
I tell
phone
the
just buzzed again. Yes, yes.
We tell the staff, welcome to paradise. It's a challenge. It's different. When I grew up, I participated, I coached, was an athletic director. That it was really a good time to be in education. It's changed. The kids haven't changed, but everything around it has changed. And so you've had to monitor, we've had to adjust, we've had to take a set of bylaws that we've had for over 100 years. Obviously, they had been modified over time. But what these kids and coaches, athletic directors, principals, superintendents are dealing with now in education is so different than we kind of came up. It's a challenge to try to keep, high school athletics, amateur athletics, part of high school. And, we have no issue, and my daughter played club. It's great. But educational athletics is different than club. And so we relish the kids that get the opportunity to support their school and represent their school. Where in club, it's really about the student or the player. In high school, it's about the community. And I think that's been the biggest difference that I've seen probably over the last 20 years.
And Jim I have kids that play club. I have kids that are in high school. I think everybody's doing that if you want to get better. And there's such a, I guess, no one knows where the line is. So as you jump into this, into the deep end, both feet, when we talk to you, when we have your replacement sitting here, hopefully not anytime soon, but yeah, what's sort of the vision here for the AIA over the foreseeable future here?
Yeah, I talked a little bit about the fact that we need to be servicing or serving our members, our membership, and really focusing on meeting their needs, and then looking for ways to showcase our athletes differently than we have in the past. Right. And we continue to do that in certain aspects. But one of the things that we're fortunate to do is to partner with Channel 3 and have our games live. That's another great chance for our kids to be showcased. Right. We continue to reach out to colleges to form partnerships, within our association. We have universities that have sports management degree programs that need opportunity to work in the sports field. We have those opportunities. And so we're working with local universities to do that as well. And again, just looking for ways to bring education-based athletics to the forefront of what we do. And it's an exciting time. David talked a little bit about, you talked a little bit about the club piece. Club has a great role in terms of kids' lives. But when you play for your high school, you're playing for the name on the front of the jersey. And there's nothing like that piece connecting to your high school and representing that group and going out and just doing great things for them throughout the course of the season.
And one young man that certainly embodies that, there's so many kids, but Koa Pete, he could be playing anywhere in the world right now, but to have him representing Perry and chasing another state championship, what has it been like for the two of you to watch that man play high school basketball in Arizona?
Well, he's just an example of how Arizona has gotten so much better athletically. He's a very rare, once-in-a-lifetime type athlete. He comes from a tremendous family. He's a great student. He loves his high school, his parents. Even though he could probably go anywhere he wanted to do things during high school, they are grounded. And his dad wanted him to enjoy 4 years of the high school experience. Because as he moves on from now, he could be a short timer in college and go right on to the professional ranks, where now it's more work than enjoying everything that goes along with it.
And I would jump in and echo that. Koa and Koa's parents understand the value of attending a comprehensive high school and that experience that he's gotten over the course of the last 4 years. He's an exceptional player, could play anywhere he wanted. And intentionally has been at Perry for 4 years, enjoying that high school experience, playing for the name on the front of that jersey. I do want to point out that I continue to challenge him to a dunk contest, and he keeps ducking me. So I just want to say that publicly, Koa, I'm right here.
Real okay, we can set that up. We could broadcast more things. So I volunteer doing
I'm
that.
not sure we want to put that on the air, but
Okay.
I'm here.
Okay. The challenge has been issued here on the Extra Point to Coa Pete's. But as far as just broadcasting games, when you took over, how would you describe the broadcast? How many games were being broadcast as opposed to now?
The only thing that was going on, they had a station that would air some games on a Thursday night and kind of move around. They had 8, 9, 10 games through the whole year. That was it. There wasn't a lot. The ability to be able to do what we do now, the partnership we have with AZ Family is no one else in the country has that. Our partnerships with our universities, no one else has those. The website AZ Preps 365 is a one-stop shop for parents, for coaches, for administrators. No one else in the country has that. So we've been very fortunate to be able to be on the cutting edge of a few of those things. I know that there are a lot of people in my position across the country are envious of some of those things that we have, but it's just helped us get better.
There's no way to know how it's going to continue this multimedia world we live in. But as you look in your crystal ball, like what do you prepare for? Do you prepare for the unknown here? I mean, and you think about all the sports. Will there be even more sports? Because there've been more sports added in your time. I mean, what's the future look like here?
So I think there is a bit of a crystal ball there. There's a bit of the unknown. I'm a former school district superintendent, so I'm used to planning for pieces that you can't always see, but being willing to adapt and pivot quickly. There will be more sports added. We have a sport that's currently emerging, or that we consider an emerging sport, and we see that coming on in the next couple of years, along with several other pieces, in that spot. We talk about the production piece. It's amazing. I can go home and turn on our network and see games across the state, and it's fantastic to see. We actually produce our state championship events now internally inside the building to extend that fan experience piece as well. And so, the fan engagement, the fan experience piece, that's another aspect that we will continue to push as we move forward, so that when fans, spectators come to watch our championship events, it's not just the game, it's the full experience.
What's been the feedback from girls flag football? I've had a lot. I got the call.
It's tremendous.
Yeah.
Tremendous.
I mean, is everybody in the country watching what's going on? I mean, how much do you think that's going to grow even in the next couple of years here?
It's going to continue. We doubled the number of teams from year 1 to year 2, and we're going from about 105 teams to 140 teams for year number 3. It's continuing to grow. These girls are absolutely tough. They are very talented. They're very competitive. They play really good flag football. I think kids are, every time we turn around, there's another school saying, hey, I want to jump on. Our kids are really excited.
And our partnership with AZ Family to have the game of the week, that's something that no one else in the country is doing. I just want to say thank you to the Arizona Cardinals and the NFL for their support to continue to push flag football. It just explodes in our country.
No, it is. It's fun. I've called games and had a lot of fun out there doing it. You can see how it's just going to continue to grow. As far as like marketing athletes, I know COA has been one that there's a campaign about to drop. Picking the right people, going through it, and having people represent the AIA. Would he be sort of on the Mount Rushmore? I mean, how do you kind of pick who represents the AIA in the marketing campaign? And tell us a little bit as you kind of roll this out here with them.
I think part of it depends on who wins the dunk contest. Truthfully,
well, we didn't think about like you could be the Well, I guess you kind of are the face of it.
I will tell you, my wife texted me and just asked if I was going to be using a Little Tykes hoop in the dunk contest. So that's always a fun piece. We want to showcase all of our athletes, and certainly COA is extraordinary, but there are also other extraordinary athletes throughout our state, and in all sports. I caught the Page Tuba City Copper semifinal game last Friday night. Fantastic basketball, fantastic play. Whether it's there or whether it's in southern Arizona or up and down the river or on the east side of the state metro areas, the level of athletes in the state continues to evolve and continues to just get better and better. And so we're very excited, whether it be Koa, or whether it be, one of our football players or our volleyball players. We've got the Gatorade Player of the Year at Horizon High School. She's a high school All-American volleyball player headed to Nebraska, right? And she would be up there on the volleyball wall, and Koa's up there on the basketball wall, and the Reynolds kid at Queen Creek is up there on the baseball wall, and we could go on and on. And
Dabo
on.
Sweeney's in town trying to find players.
Yeah,
would we have seen that 10 years ago? I think there was an Alabama commit, a kicker, and he ended up going to Arizona State, and his name escapes me, but it was like Alabama, and then you're like, they're here all the time. How much have you seen this grow?
Oh yeah, a ton. It used to be when I was coaching football long ago. You may have a coach or two come by. Now Arizona is a destination have-to stop for college coaches across the country. Larry Marmee talked with our football coaches a few years ago in a preseason meeting, and he said Arizona is a top 10 destination state to recruit kids now. And he said that never used to be, but it is now.
Wow. And there's nothing quite like Friday nights, and we love running around and getting the chopper overhead to as many places as we can.
Yep.
I also love the 3A, I guess it's the Copper Division now, but when some of the schools from up north come down and the whole town comes down, and it's just rocking, and every time a girl shoots a 3, the hand goes up, and 3! I mean, I love – that's seriously one of my favorite times of the year, and that's coming up here in the next couple of days. What are your favorite moments of the year? What are your favorite events?
Well, we love having the reservation teams. They are a true community. We love our small schools that come from the rural areas because we had a team win in football that had not been to the championship in 50 years, and the whole town showed up. That's exciting for those kids. And then any time that we get to see a school that's in it for the first time, we've had that in the last 3 years where the school they've never been there, and all of a sudden they had an opportunity to win it, and a couple of them have won it, and the excitement those kids, that is the first for their school. They will always be remembered for that. Those are great memories.
Do you have a favorite moment so far, or a favorite moment from your time?
I will tell you that I love watching the parents watch their kids play. Just the pride and the tears in their eyes when they struggle or when they're incredibly successful. The community-based aspect of watching their town's team play is just it's something that's unmatched. And you mentioned this weekend we've got Paige will be here, Chinle will be here, Ganado will be here, Snowflake will be here, Payson will be here. And those towns truly love and celebrate their high schools and their high school athletes. And it's just fun to watch. But it's equally fun to watch when the big schools show up and their huge student sections come and just cheer on their fellow teammates. There's nothing like it. And it truly is the competition level, watching it happen, it's the best part of the job.
And being able to get Veterans Memorial Coliseum and make that kind of destination spot. How has that helped just being able as a tournament scheduler originally, how has that helped having that spot? Well,
Veterans has been very, very helpful for us. They love having us at the facility. It gives us we are venue challenged in Arizona. We just are. We don't have a lot of we don't have no D2 schools really, or very few D2 schools that have the facilities to be able to host a state championship. So we have mega huge, and then we have high school, and not a lot in between. We have to bring a lot of things. We have to set it up, put some lipstick on it. But they love having us, and we get to have it when we need it.
Right.
We're going to have this facility for 3 weeks in a row. We had all of wrestling there last week, the small school basketball this week, big school basketball next week. We just can't do that at facilities that professional teams play at. They're in season. College teams, they're in season. That is their facility. We understand that. But we like to be able to have a weekend or 3 or 4 days in a row to be able to call home to have these championships.
All right, and leave me with this if we can. Just for me, my favorite moment last year was watching the boys' high school basketball championship, the Open Division, because it was so back and forth. Favorite ones for you? Anything kind of stand out from the past year or your time?
Oh my gosh, on the spot.
I can name a couple more. I mean, watching Brock Purdy play.
Purdy,
Oh my gosh! Yes.
I remember watching. It wasn't a state championship game. I believe it was a semifinal game. Chandler and Perry, 68, 64.
Right. Yeah.
Things like that. With
defense
Brock.
was optional in that one, but it was Brock. I mean, there was so many good athletes on the field and where they went.
Exactly.
And it's just like every time Brock moved the ball, this is me just taking over here. It was just like bam. And as a football coach, you're just like, that's something special.
Oh, absolutely.
And nobody was recruiting him at the time, and you're like, what? We all see it. I mean, there's so many stories like that. That's what we love.
One of the things we went to the a true state championship in track 2 years ago, and in the last 2 years we've broken about 15 state records.
Wow.
We had kids that a year ago set a national record in the intermediate hurdles. He's now running for the University of Florida. He ran well, qualified for the Olympic trials at the Junior Nationals, competed, and missed getting to the finals of the Olympic trials by 1/100th of a second. This is a kid coming right out of high school.
Wow.
But he competed. I would look at our results and look at the time a couple of years ago, the Pac-12 results. We would have had 8 kids score in the Pac-12 meet with times and marks at that state track meet.
Wow.
State cross country. We have 5,000 people go to state cross country.
Really?
On a one-day. Every year.
Is that an event to go to? Is that kind of one of those hidden?
Absolutely hidden gem.
Really?
Because you can see them run. We Cave Creek Golf Course, they allow us to come in and right after overseeding. So it's a beautiful facility. We stay off the greens, but we get to run, and the kids do a tremendous job, and people come. And there's really no parking, so you got to come from half mile, 2 miles away.
You got to run there. It's for runners, right?
Yeah. So things like that, I think, are the best.
Do you have any idea what's going to happen in the Open girls basketball playoffs? I look at that.
It's going to be fantastic. I mean, we're down to the quarters, right? The quarters are tomorrow night. It is wide open. It truly is wide open. We've got, there's 2 4A teams that are still kicking. The number 1 and number 4 seeds are 4A teams. You've got Valley Vista, who has had a run of 6A championships. You have Millennium with Kaishi Luna, who is a highly sought after Division I athlete, and it's just going to be exciting. So anybody could win tomorrow night, anybody could win next week, and anybody could win the championship. It's going to be exciting.
All right, one final question. I know I said I'd get you out of the last one, but it just popped in my mind. We've kind of talked about it, but I'm just curious to get your answer. How do young people keep you young?
Well, we haven't graduated from high school yet, so I still
you get some eligibility.
I still think I'm 18 years old. My body does not tell me I'm 18, but I think that's the biggest thing. When you work with kids, they just you feel like I'm not as old as I am. They keep you young. They're great to be around. They work so hard. They're so driven that it's just great to see our youth that are going to be our leaders in the future. We're going to be fine.
I would echo that as well. Being around the kids, watching the kids' hard work pay off for them, and just the kids are so personal, right? And they're always willing to talk with us and have conversation. It keeps us young. We're going to check David's age, by the way. I'm going to let a little secret out of the bag. He's going to throw out the first pitch at the 6A baseball championship this year, and so we'll see if that makes it all the way 60 feet and 6 inches. But I told him, don't bounce that ball, big boy.
I think he's determined to. I think
absolutely.
You had to do what he had to do the past 8 years, 7 years, and all the time with the AIA and all of your service community. That thing's going right in the mid. It's going to be a heater. So thank you for your service. Thank you for your service to the community. We appreciate your time. Good luck, and we've appreciated the partnership here on Arizona's Family. And here's to many more.
Thank you, Mark.
Thank you, Mark.
This is The Extra Point, an Arizona's Family Originals podcast, sponsored by your Phoenix Suns.